Hey, everybody. We are here with Taro's apprentice, Johnie, as everyone knows him, and Ganga Taro back with us.
Hi, guys.
I have a little infomercial impromptu for the beginning. Ganga never knows I'm going to do this. She doesn't ask me. This is me. I love her music. I'm just pulling the sleeve out because it's easier to see without the glare. Inner Awakenings, her CD of her flute music is stunningly beautiful. And
thank you.
It's only $15, right, Ganga?
That's it, $15. I can't wait to make a new one.
I love this one. Do not play it while you're driving. You must. It's got energy to it, so it's meditation music. But it's my one of my favorite CDs to listen to when I'm meditating. Oh, BB's here. I haven't seen BB in a while. Hey, Becca's in the house.
Hi, everyone.
Becca said to tell you hello. She texted me earlier to tell you hello, Ganga.
Oh, how nice.
She's been waiting all day to see this.
I do have another album, too, that's good for listening if you're driving.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that one's meditation, and then my other one is for, driving, easy listening to music, so you can kind of temp down if you're stuck in traffic, although we don't have that now, do
we? Yeah. Your email address is on your videos, right? Like if somebody wanted to email you about the CD?
I don't know if it's on there or not. Is it? I don't think so.
I could probably put it in there, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the address is in there for the videos, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not on her videos.
Yeah.
Well, I'll try to post it on my community page later. Her email address. You can email her to inquire about it. Her PayPal link is on her video. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. That would be great.
I got it. There it is, right there.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about traffic jams right at the moment, do
we? Then.
Oh, they're already asking about Kim Jong-un. And here's Artie. We saw in the comments y'all were asking if the cat.
As soon as you start talking about certain people, here you go.
He knows as soon as we're getting ready to go live, he's back on the table.
There he is.
Why are you staring at me?
And there's Ganga's Patreon there too.
All right. Hello.
Ganga's got her little buddy laying beside her.
He is. He's just out here sleeping. He comes up when I'm done doing the readings, then he comes up. As long as I'm doing readings, he stays quiet and just lays there and sleeps. So, the opposite of Artie.
So, Jules, where do you live that it's so hot? Ganga was just saying it's like 90 degrees where she is, and I still have the heat on where I'm at.
Why do I feel like Romper Room? And I see and Jeremy and
92 in Scottsdale. Sweet Mary.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Ugh, I hate heat.
Yeah,
97 in DR. Oh, my God.
We got up to about 52 today, and then it started raining a little bit.
It's going to rain here. I got the pain in my hands. And 2 fingers there. Okay.
Everybody's saying hello to Ganga. They haven't seen you in a while with us.
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm so happy to be back. I tell you, I missed it a lot.
We're glad to see you feeling better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. That was the worst pain I have ever seen. It is like molten lava going through your body. It's just... yeah.
I can't imagine. I just can't imagine. I've been blessed with really good health my whole life.
I tell you, when I put that video up where I'm screaming in agony, it caused a lot of people to want to go get that shot.
Oh, Jeanette's in Wisconsin. Hi, neighbor. I'm in Illinois, outside of Chicago. We had 2 snowfalls last week and sunny this week. My flowers are all blooming.
Yeah, it's so nice to see flowers coming out and stuff now. I drove on the way to Arizona a few weeks ago, and they had all this carpet of little flowers going, yellow flowers up to the mountains. It was beautiful on the desert.
Wow.
It was really pretty.
Well, I'm going to see if I can get Artie off the table so we can start reading.
There you go.
The big boy. He'll probably be back like in 2 seconds.
Yeah, he's kind of hunkering over your shoulder there.
Yeah. So what's our first question, Johnny?
So we can start at the top where the list goes.
And thanks everybody for giving us questions for tonight.
So
Okay.
there is a representative in Georgia who endorsed Trump, and a week later he resigned because he said he's getting backlash from everybody. Pretty much, he is a Democratic representative and a Black Democratic representative, and he says he is not a Republican. He's not planning on being Republican. He's just going to endorse Trump because Trump is better for Black people than Joe Biden. And he said that he's going to stay in the Democratic Party because he has to hold us accountable for what we do to Black people. So what is his political future?
Okay. Hey, Yona, thanks for joining me.
Is he going to switch parties, or is he just done in politics, period? Because he's not done with his term. They're having an election, I think, in June, something like that.
So inciting the racists does more for the Black community. Uh-huh.
He said Joe Biden put Black people in jail and Trump released Black people from jail. So Trump is better for Black people. But he resigned quite abruptly. He didn't put in no 2 weeks notice or nothing. He just said, I'm done.
Thank you, Pogo. Yeah, this man's got a lot of money around him. I'm kind of getting he might get investigated too, like some illicit gains. Not sure what that's about. I've got him here as the King of Pentacles in the middle. And then I have my card for America as his challenge. Like he's, the backlash from America, plus Georgia, right? Emissary for the king, steady money, big gifts of money in the past and at the root. He seems to be a little bit of a liar. And I've got my card for an investigator. Something is not balanced in his books is what I'm feeling. So investigators charging in and he gets caught up in it. He's got a lot of anxiety coming because he's been living some luxurious lifestyle. He's about to get separated from that. I'm not getting anything about his future other than there's a new action getting ready to come down on him.
I get Ace of Wands. So that rash action or this new action is crossed by the Fool. So, yeah. See, he needs to watch my readings. What we say is not nice for anybody, period. and you got close to him, and there's the Fool right next to you. Then you get the 5 and the 5, the 5 of Pentacles and the 5 of Cups, the 2 cards you never want to see, especially together. He's pushed out, and he regrets. He will regret this. But here is the big money and the Devil. So I think, and then the Star. So he is supposed to be here in the future working for someone. This is not just some decision for Black people. This is something else. There's something gross and underhanded going on. And then the reading ends with the Justice and the Queen of Pentacles. So there might be an investigation into money, something you do politically with money. Yeah, that's what I get.
Thank you, T-Bird.
Yeah, what I got was, he was strong in his position, trying to be when it comes to doling out, for his community. Going into it, he wanted to be which way am I going with this? It's backwards. Anyway, I'll find it eventually. Anyway, he was trying to be the one that wanted to start, giving his word to his community. Underneath of it, again, more wealth. Indeed, he is connected with people that have the wealth. But above, this is where it got dicey. The Tower moment. And somebody gonna railroad, him. He's gonna be, it's gonna come down on his head big time. So going forward, we have, again, he's gonna try to pick up and start again, but he's gonna get tied up with stuff. So, same thing, he's going down for the count.
Donald Trump is not good for anybody.
No,
So let's go to Missouri. Missouri is suing China for their response in the bug. Will other states follow? What will become of this lawsuits? The what do you call it? The Attorney General for Missouri. What's his name? I just forgot it. Schiff or something like that. Smits, something like that. He's suing. So will other people follow suit?
Yeah, it would probably be like the Spanish flu where they found out it started here and then went over. So he's suing China. Oh, these morons. Good luck with that in Chinese court. I'm assuming he's suing here because to get a lawsuit done in China, they'd never win.
Every time I see that Noel, it drives me crazy. That's my daughter's name, Noel, and I call her Noel.
This is bizarre. Why am I getting Putin and Russia? He's suing China. It's like a manipulation. He wants spotlight on it to draw attention away from Russia and other stuff. He's out of balance. It's a bullying tactic. He's going to end up isolated. He's going to put a lot of taxpayer money and work into it, and it's going to reap nothing. It's howling at the moon. Just complete, utter howling at the moon. Thank you, Debbie Ann. To send Trump to China funds. Thank you, guys. That's good.
You ready, Johnny, or you want me to go first?
You go ahead.
Okay. Well, what I get is, this is a battle he's trying to take on. Having a lot of sleepless nights over it. Going into it, he's again got something that he didn't want, so he's going to try to grab other people in there with it. The merchant, think he's going to make some money out of it or get some variety. We got I don't know why we got the Repugly Uglies there, but some offer, he's going to try to maybe he's going to make some offer, the lawyer or whatever, but it's going to be a tower moment. It's not going to fly rapidly. He's going to get something back that he doesn't want. Not happening.
I get Justice, the first card, and then it's crossed by Knight of Pentacles. So this is going to cost more money than you, of course, you're going to get. It's not going to amount to much. Here's the Two of Rods. We're never really going to get off the ground. The Four of Swords is where you're going to end up anyway. The Knight of Rods, this is an action that you really did not plan all that much. It's kind of like, okay, pick up the book and run, but you never actually read it to see what you're running with. And then you get the Tower. So, kaboom. And then there's the worry with the Nine of Swords. And it pretty much just ends in, media talk, and you might get a couple headlines here and there, but you never really get over the wall, as you see. So your message doesn't really get out. I don't think this is a non-starter, so nobody's really going to follow suit like that. So yeah.
He's trying to get spotlight and get attention drawn to him. He's looking like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not going to get what he wants out of it for sure.
and wasting taxpayer money, which is what they're good at, right?
Oh, they like that. There, yeah.
Well, speaking of taxpayer money, Harvard, of all people, got $8 million, not as part of the small business thing. That's what Trump said, that they got a small business relief check, but they didn't. They got money that was supposed to go to educational facilities. So they got the $8 million, and Trump wants them to pay it back because they don't need it. And that's probably the only thing I will ever agree with him on, but they got $8 million. They have no intention of paying it back. This is supposed to go to students who are hurting. Everyone who goes to Harvard is not rich. Some people get there because of their grades and because they actually work to get there. Everybody's not Jared Kushner. So will they pay it back? Will they continue to get backlash? Kind of like Shake Shack, who got $10 million from the small business thing, and they gave theirs back because they don't need it, and they got backlash too. So if you go on Harvard's Twitter page, it's just full of, why are you taking money from the government when you don't need it, when you have $40 billion sitting in the bank that you could be using to help these kids? Not to mention your ethics or ethnic studies department and your athletics department were both furloughed. So you laying people off, you have $40 billion sitting to the side, and then you took an $8 million check from the government.
And you have alumni that donate like crazy to them.
Yes. Including EPS.
Like wealthy alumni.
So
are they going to pay it back?
Are they going to pay it back? They said they're not, but we'll see. This is supposed to go to help the students who are hurting,
Clinging, hanging on right on the bottom. Not letting that money go. I'm getting right now they're sitting strong. They're not going to give it back. Their challenge is to come up with a new plan, or they've got a new plan that they're trying to get off the ground, and that new plan is already crowning the reading, so it's already in the ethers here, and it feels like their students, like in the foundation of what they're offering, the students are the ones that are losing and suffering. So it's the end of the cycle for them. I'm going to say end of the quarter, or end of the semester. That's probably about when they'll pay it back, because I get my yes card. But there's something they're trying to manipulate with it. So I almost feel like there's something new they're trying to build, and they're cheating the students in the process, because they're taking the money away from everything else and putting it into this new program. But they're gonna have to pay it back, because I get trying to make people happy. Too much protest
in the first place. What you get, Ganga?
What I got was this is something that they're carrying on about, and it's about, again, the others taking that money from them. But going into it, this is kind of like my card for doing the right thing in the government, and they're trying to keep this under wraps. Foundation of it is their ship coming in, but it's causing a tower moment. That ship came in, but a tower moment, not good. Again, so they're trying to schmooze their way out of it, trying to, we're going to medically make this better. We're going to schmooze our way out of it. And it's about, getting money that they shouldn't have. Again, their ship coming in, and they think, well, Trump can get away with it, we can get away with it.
That's a dang shame. Burden, 10 of Wands is crossed with the 6 of Cups. This is something that they are supposed to be doing for the students. Now, what it costs, $64,000 a semester or something to go to Harvard. Like, you're not paying. What is the money? I don't understand. What exactly are you giving them money for? Are you just giving them money towards their tuition, and otherwise you're basically paying yourself with your own $8 million check? Or are you giving them money for living expenses? Because if it's going to them, then give it to them. But if it's not going to them, then basically you just took the check and put it in that $40 billion. Because if you're using it for tuition, then you're just writing a check to yourself. And so, but there is bad news or delayed news around the money. They're not giving it back right now. But here is some manipulation, and then you get some worry, and then there's a little light shining through here with the Ace of Swords. So there's going to be some sort of talk about, I think it's smoke and mirrors, though. Some sort of talk about repayment of some sort, but I doubt it. I don't see it, because there is a 3 of Pentacles there. Like, there's some sort of, it feels like some sort of loop around, like, okay, we're going to repay it, but somehow or another it stays with you. It never actually gets released.
Yeah. Thank you, Darkwing.
Mercy.
And meanwhile, there are people who are trying to survive on less than $30,000 a year. So,
and okay, so well, speaking of survival, a lot of I got this question on the post. Will there be a food shortage? There's a couple of headlines right now how other countries are dealing with the food shortages, because there's always a food shortage in some countries, period, anyway, because, their governments take, and then like a North Korea type thing. And then everybody else kind of starves to death. But we have some meat packing plants over here. We have some farms and stuff that are hurting and all that type of thing. So will there be a food shortage?
Well, that's horrible. Packing plants. They've got more COVID there than anywhere.
Yeah, they've got like 6 or 7 meat packing plants now that have had cases.
Tyson just closed one. Tyson needs to close until they figure out how to stop putting plastic in their chicken nuggets. It's like every 2 days there's a recall because they got plastic or metal inside their chicken.
Oh my God, I'm glad I don't eat them. I didn't hear that.
Yes. Always. When I worked at a grocery store, it was always a recall on Tyson chicken because it was plastic in the chicken nuggets. It was metal in the breaded chicken breast. And it's like, oh my God, put chicken in your chicken. How about that? Goodness. Just sell people chunks of plastic if that's what you want to do, but don't put it in the chicken. I don't get that there is. The high priestess. There is possibly. Here's the thing. When they tell you that there's a food shortage in Ethiopia, okay, there's always a food shortage in Ethiopia. Americans can, some of them, not all of them, some of them can do with some food shortage, okay? Eat, like, grow your own stuff or, fast for a little bit. But the ones who really need it, no, there will not be a food shortage. Half the stuff we buy in the supermarket is not actually food anyway. It's just chemical processed to look like food. So I don't see no food shortage here at the High Priestess. I think there's a little wordplay in the media. There might be some panic that's probably planted in there, but I think life goes on as usual, Eight of Pentacles.
Your bacon's going to go up to, $10 a pack, but, you can live without that bacon.
Yes.
What are you getting, Ganga?
Well, at the center of it, I got, this is a chaos situation, and, the people worried we're going to be out in the cold. This is a worldwide thing, food shortage, etc. And they're just trying to balance this. But we've got a tower thing, so it's coming to me, going to put an end, looking back at things. Above it, we have energy being put out by I would say this is the companies putting more into it and working on it, strong action. So again, it's again the same thing. It's just a panic. It's a panic that's taking place because they say there's shortages other places in the world, so it's going to happen here. And oh my God, but no, we're going to be okay.
I mean, when you think about it, how much food we consume here in the U.S. with a population of 3 or 40 million versus how much we ship out to other countries, there won't be a shortage here. But what's kind of interesting, I'm getting there's something that's been going on a long time that this is putting illumination on. And I think it has to do with the cleanliness of the plants and how they treat their employees, the family, the employees, and needing to nurture them a little bit more and maybe have a doctor on site checking them out, right? Because the other concern were the employees were taking the virus home to their families purely for entertainment purposes, only YouTube. They're taking it home to their families. So now they've got extra medical bills. So there's some dirty tricks going on, but I get, the food industry is very affluent. It will be steady celebrations. It's just people trying to protect what they've got. So I don't think there'll be a shortage either.
I don't know either, but I think that again, the one that was the foundation one with the death card with the looking back, maybe they're going to go back to taking care of their employees like they used to do.
Yeah. Is it their minimum wages? They haven't taken them up to a fair level. And it's just calling a lot of attention to them. And the working conditions are pretty bad.
Not to mention, you could feed the world on just what we throw away.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like I've worked many places where they say, and this is still very prevalent in retail, especially food retail. You ask the questions, why are you throwing all this food away instead of taking it to the homeless shelter or something? And then they always say something about, oh, in case somebody gets sick, they could sue us. And they actually can't because Bill Clinton signed the Good Samaritan Act, to where if you donate food and somebody gets sick, can't sue you unless you purposefully, they have to prove that you purposely gave them spoiled, rotten, contaminated food. And how many homeless people are going to go get lawyers to sue you? So I mean, it's that type of thing, to where you can give the food away, but they don't. Like produce, I watched this report where I think they have a store called Imperfect Food too, to where if the apple is not round, like the ones you see in the store, how they're all uniform, if it have a lump or some sort of weird growth pattern, they leave it on the ground to rot, and it's supposed to fertilize the next plants. But they could take that and give it away, or take that and put it in the store. It's okay if you buy a carrot that's not straight and orange. If it's got a curve, it's still a carrot. It's all right. But they throw it away. But that's my rant for today. So, Fox News, Fox Noise, is no longer pushing hydroxychloroquine. Why?
Yep. Speaking of news, I see Lucian's here with us tonight. She's one of our regulars. I was watching the Footprints Tarot live stream this morning where the ghost appeared, and I discovered something about Lucian. She's got a thing for Don Lemon. Why are you in here with us tonight, Lucian? Because isn't Don on right now? Your boyfriend on?
Oh, mercy.
He is a cute. Just teasing you, Lucian. So Fox News, why is suddenly, and they quit using the word hoax with the virus too. Why suddenly are they not endorsing Trump's favorite medication other than Adderall? Everybody's going to be teasing Lucian about Don Lemon. Sorry about that. I have a little bit of a thing for Ari Melber. I don't know why. It's not his style of delivery. It's just mute the TV. I like to look at him.
So I get the 8 of Wands and the 4 of Wands. Fixed Noise has told them to stop saying that. That's the first thing here with the 4 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. Now, that's not fair. I picked this deck by accident, but this is the 8 of Wands, is about communication, and this is the thing they're communicating, I suppose. It's this sort of whole skull flying through the air death message that they keep putting out.
And the red around it looks like the virus.
It's like stop pushing this, and it's untested and unproven. It's
killing people.
Yes, because it ends in the 9 of Wands. This is causing stress and strain, and this is not something you're supposed to be out there. Especially when here's the Magician and the Hermit. There is not enough tests. The tests that they do have do not come up.
Wait a minute. Is that Magician in a coffin, or is that the Hermit in the coffin?
That's the Hermit in the coffin.
It's killing people.
Mm-hmm. And mind you, they're searching for answers, but you can't actually get out of this. So it's like you can't really find anything if you're not looking. So you need to get out of the coffin first.
What deck is that?
It is called Santa Muerte.
We might have to do a Stephen Miller reading with that deck.
That would be a good one.
So they're under stress and strain because this is a false message, and they don't need to be pushing that out there. And so they got told to stop pushing it. How Trump's going to take it, we shall see.
So
that's right.
What are you getting, Ganga?
Well, what I got is, Fox wants to try to be the warrior channel for Trump, but they're kind of getting a little beat up on this one when it comes to justice and stuff. They're thinking this flack may come back on them. Okay, because this is something that's really emotional issue for a lot of people wanting to go forward. Down here we have their energy going towards the Fox family. Okay, above it, they're looking at things going forward, working on a different plan when it comes to talking about government things. And we got new stories coming out rapidly that have to do with the White House, telling them to go ahead and take this, and it's killing people.
Thank you, Miter. Well, I've got the mask, the illusion, and the cover up on the bottom there, right? Like something they're like image. It's their image. Here's Trump, and the challenge is all the talking he's done on it and all the talking they've done on it. And now they're discovering it makes people sicker, and it's like a tower moment. So they have an agreement to stop talking about it because they've got legal action coming in. So they're concerned about legal action, and I feel like they talked to one of their doctors. Like one of their doctors told them, "Wait, don't do this. It's not good. Let's keep everything light and happy." But there's illumination. I think they got a lawsuit getting ready to come on them about this.
That's what I had on mine too. That justice thing that was covering over. It's going to come back on them quick.
Yeah.
Good.
You told us to do this, and they're dying.
It's like the only reason he's pushing it's because his name's with the, he's making money off the company. Him and Jared.
Well, speaking of Jared, so
I'm your highway girl tonight. Well, speaking of,
so Jerry Nadler and the House is probing. He's not under investigation as of yet, but they're probing as to why Jared Kushner and a few of his associates, one of them having to be, I think he's a rear admiral. I can't say that word.
Admiral.
In the Navy. Thank you. In the Navy. Why are they seizing supplies? And Jared, he has this statement saying that the stuff that's coming in is ours and not theirs. I don't know what ours mean.
But meanwhile, all the governors are trying to smuggle it in to get their supplies in. So they're probing up his dress, huh? What's under Jared's dress? What they're going to find?
What? Is this going to turn into a full-blown investigation to where, they could see he's not just seizing but stealing, or like what's going to happen here?
Ooh, he's in deep doo-doo. Ooh, I just keep laying more cards. It's telling the whole story. It's like, don't. Oh, yeah, there she is. Finally. Yeah, I knew she was coming. He's in deep doo-doo.
Yeah, every card I pick up, it says something else. Okay,
this
one
was
part.
planned and deliberate, and that's what they're going to find out. That was on the bottom. The money is out of balance and the supplies are out of balance. And, it's because he's been gifting himself, basically. And, they're being merchants, they're taking it and then they're selling it somewhere else. So I have the sword of truth in the past. Like they already know the truth. The sword of the Ace of Wands crowning. So, investigating and emotional things getting ready to come out here in the near future. So I got 3 aces around it all. It's like, yes, yes, yes. I get that, this has hampered our security and it's been going on a long time, bringing it back into the government, working together on dark money, betrayal. Look at this story that keeps coming out. Betrayal, manipulation. It's like standard business practices for them. And, it all goes back to the family and then bam, they are going to end up with courts. And I heard charges filed. Yeah, he's not going to like it. Wow.
Mm.
He is not going to be happy.
Not at all.
What'd you get?
What I got? Well, he thinks it's all a big game and he can get away with anything. But rapidly, what is coming is judgment. Okay. So yeah, going into it, the fool is walking off a cliff, doing the ego thing, the devil following Trump.
Doing the tango with the devil.
With the devil, I tell you. Bottom of it, he thinks he can schmooze his way out of anything, and get something new started to take his mind off of it. But above it, again, we have the devil. As usual, dirty money. He's going to make money off of it and find his way out of it. But we have King of Swords. They're not going to take it easily. The Queen is going to be looking at it. They're going to try to keep it hidden, but he's going to face more loss than what he gained. They're going to get him, nail him in the end. I'm just so smart I can get away with anything.
They're going to be looking at how many new dresses he has in his closet.
The Harvard grad himself. I get Hermit and 4 of Cups. This is going to turn into an actual investigation, like probing and looking and, all that deep dive and stuff. Because here's Justice and the 7 of Cups basically saying the exact same thing. The Queen of Cups and the 8 of Cups and the Lovers, there's somebody else with him too. I think now his brother has some sort of, he's been popping up in the news too, right?
Yeah, he works for a healthcare company.
Because there's a change of fate here with the Wheel of Fortune and the 9 of Swords. And then I get 6 of Cups, King, or the Knight of Pentacles. This is about him, his brother, or family, someone in the family, and money. But this is someone close in the family. This is not like the family itself. So it's like a sibling of some sort. Powerless to resist. And here is People of Power. So they're coming against you with some sort of legal action. And then they will call stress and strain. This is more like a court battle. So I still don't necessarily get jail, even though I did get the 8 of Swords. But I'm not going to say jail just yet, but you are going to be probed into this. So it'll be interesting to see where we go.
He might get a probe in more ways than one, like as he goes into jail. Bend over, let us check. Only for entertainment purposes, only YouTube.
Well, while we're on that family, so
see, segue girl.
Don and Eric, who run the Trump enterprise, are asking for rent relief from the federal government. So it was supposed to be a clause where Donald Trump cannot benefit from the $2 trillion stimulus package. But the Trump Tower in DC is owned by, it's inside of a federally owned building, and they have to pay $3 million a year to be there. So they're asking for rent relief. And Eric said, don't treat us any different than you treat any other person with a government contract. Treat us just the same. But nobody is saying that people with government contracts are getting rent relief. So why are you asking for rent relief? So let's see if they'll get it.
So his rent, what is it? $278,000 a month.
It's like $268, I think it was. Okay, so all of my cards are flipped like this. This is the only one flipped up in the deck. Hopefully, it's not telling us something.
So the billionaire can't afford to come up with $278,000. I mean, come on, that's just two Stormy Daniel payoffs.
Yeah.
He could afford that. Of course, he did that in installments to Michael Cohen. He couldn't even come up with all of that at once.
Yes. But you have to mortgage your house to pay this fool stuff off.
Yeah. He is broke. He does not have the money he professes he has. He is broke.
And just goes to show also everything you see with his name on it is not his. It's either leased or he's renting out his name. That's it. Because his name used to be worth something at one point.
So are they going to get a break in their rent?
Oh, there's a little twist into this situation too. So the person in charge of saying who gets federal relief is appointed by the Trump administration. So if he does not, give them some rent relief, he could possibly be replaced. If he does get rent relief, then he'll get backlash from the people who saying you're favoring the president.
Yeah. I'm thinking we should look at that next because I don't think he's going to get it.
Because the in particular person was not appointed by Trump, but can be appointed by Trump.
Yeah, because they're looking at their luxurious lifestyle and all their properties. It's like, you know what? Go sell Trump Towers or something. Sell another condo. Something's getting ready to happen quick on this, which is interesting because then I have the challenges to delay it. Like they want him to take their time with it for some reason. So there's this dichotomy here of quick and slow. No, slow it down. There's some kind of details they're trying to work out with this to make it more, appealing to America. But they're about to get an action taken against them. It's something dishonorable. It's causing also a lot of anxiety, probably on the person who's making the decision. And I get it comes to an ending. And it's because of their relationship with Trump. So I get, no benefits.
Well, I got the conclusion is it's a strong effort. They're going to make every effort in the world to do it. Going into it, they think they're going to be victorious. They're going to take the action. They think they're going to get it because I'm going to be backwards.
It is on the StreamYard.
I know. I'm going this way. It's going, where is it? But again, they're trying to put out, misinformation going forward. They're going to be kind of out in the cold, although they're going to try to, again, get something going, and they'll probably have lawyers or whatever, because I get 2 Knight of Pentacles going forward, still trying to make the best effort to do it. So they're looking for a loophole, is what it is. They're looking, because I get the 2 Knight of Pentacles here, so they're looking for a loophole somewhere to make it fly.
Yeah, that's what I get. There is here for the future. There is a strategy that they are looking for. There is some sort of offer, like there's some sort of like rent forgiveness or something, some sort of something like that they want from this in particular agency that has to do with their legacy, their money, their buildings, that things like that. They're looking for this like across the board, though. I think this is just the one that's hitting the news. I think they're looking for all of their hotels and chains and garbage to have some sort of relief here around the Trump enterprise, because it still directly affects them. Like, let's come on.
Yeah.
There's the new action that they're hoping for. Here's the person that they're hoping, like, this is my helper king, as I say. So this is what they're wanting for. This is what the kids want. but it all ends in the Three of Swords. So I don't think they're going to get it, which just means it's probably going to be some sort of backlash after that. But
So maybe we should take a look at the guy that's appointed by Trump, how he's going to fare. Thank you, Dark One.
I forget his name.
I forget who, but let's see if he's going to keep his job.
Because it's a very odd, weird title. It's a really long title.
He's got a lot of anxiety around him. Yeah, they can do like the rest of America. You can do a forbearance, on your mortgage or rent or whatever, but you have to catch it up at the end of that. It's not just give me money and it's mine. Ooh, he's anxious. I got the anxious card again on him. It's bad when you start getting Judgment, Temperance, Devil, the Moon, the Chariot, all the major arcana. You just know this is going to blow up. It's going to blow up the smithereens. This poor guy starts with sneakiness and trying to work together on the bailouts, trying to make offers that are fair and trying to move forward, and then it's like judgment and having to cooperate, and then news starts with it, and then the devil steps in again, and then it's all underhandedness, and he keeps trying to climb the higher ground, but I'm not getting he goes, but he keeps getting attacked.
I get he's going to be pressured like big time. He's supposed to be, this is him with the support, and then there's that strategy crossing it yet again.
Yeah.
It's going to be a stop-start.
Cards.
See? Mm-hmm. And it's going to be a stop-start situation where he's like, a new what do you call it? A new proposal is going to be constantly pushed towards him. There's the Temperance and the Ace of Swords. Like, we need you to work with us. Here's what you can do. Here's what you can do without giving us directly money. Blah, 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 blah. It involves the Fool, naturally. So after Don and Junior don't get it done, then Dad's going to apply some pressure. But I still say he holds his ground and he doesn't do it.
The more cards I pull on him, I just keep getting more major arcana, keeping it secret and changes and everything. But I keep getting he's secure. I don't think he's going to get forced out of a job, but man, I've never seen so much major arcana come up on it. And it's probably because it'll start an investigation in the House on the spending.
I got he's in a world of hurt. They're going to focus on his actions where he's putting his energy with this. The focus is all going to be on this guy. He's going into it worried and still trying to work on things, trying to work it out. They're going to look at what he's done with who he's involved with. I keep going backwards. Who he's involved with his past, all the past actions he's done with this. Again, that what he's trying to get away with. Oh God, this is bad. What he's trying to get away with, trying to not show whatever it is, but it's going to be a tower moment for him. Rapidly coming, he's going to get tied up. They're going to be looking at him hard. So it's not going to be good for this guy.
Yeah, he's
all over like white on rice. So good luck with that guy.
His only thing that'll save him is if Trump goes before they fire him.
So,
yeah,
speaking of firing. Speaking of firing, The mayor of Las Vegas says she wants the Las Vegas Strip reopened, or at least the casinos, not just the Strip. The casinos reopened, and because this is big revenue.
Because we want a bunch of hands on slot machines and handling money and tokens and coins and other people going up and grabbing them.
Can you still smoke in the casinos?
Probably.
I know you can in certain areas because they got like
Yeah.
cigar clubs and all that, but
Yeah.
I don't remember. Anywho, she says she wants them reopened, but she's not going to give them any instructions on how to stay safe. You have to figure that out on your own. And so I want to look at her political future. Like, is she done now? Because this was not the greatest. She was talking to Anderson Cooper, so this went around the world. That she said she wants it reopened, and you figure out what you need to do to stay safe on your own. That's not my job. You figure it out.
Yeah, because everybody just got $1,200 bailout money, and I want to get it back in my casino.
Like that ridiculous pastor. Give us your check.
There's your segue for him.
Yes. He has been arrested, too. I wonder what he's going to do afterwards.
I just gave you the segue early. Mayor of Nevada.
Because there is a live stream right now that you can watch on YouTube or pretty much anywhere in the world. But Las Vegas Strip was completely bare the last time I watched it. It's got a lot of man influence around.
It's got a lot of devil influence around. Devil made me do it.
I don't know if she has like big donors because she claims to be an independent. She's talking like a Republican right now, but here's her sort of sadness and sorrow. This will come to bite her. She gets King of Cups, King of Pentacles, King of Wands. Like all the people that could raise money or all the people in her office are probably going to be besieged with crap because here's the work card. So she's going to be defending this in particular interview. And good for her because it was a horrid interview. So yeah, I don't see anything good politically because all those people are around that Hierophant card too I got. So she may either need to go on the cleanup for another interview and clean up what she said, but I think it's pretty much it's a done deal for her, I think.
Yeah. What are you getting, Ganga?
Well, what I got was, she's got difference of opinion than other people have on this. Looking towards her future, she's going to have to be starting again. That's what's crossing it. Again, looking towards going forward and thinking that Trump crap can bail her out. Foundation of it is she's looking for an end to make more money, of course, but the story is going to hang her up. Above it, I have, money coming in, money going out, looking at the past, but there's going to be judgment on it with her. And again, she's looking to cash in, wanting to cash in, but karma is going to catch up and she's going to face loss.
Yeah.
So again, from the beginning, looking at it going forward, but she's going to have to start again. So she's done.
I've got on the bottom, she's living the luxurious lifestyle, and the people that she's taking advice from or advice from are living the luxurious lifestyle. So it's these people of authority, and their challenge is quarantine. They want to get everybody out of quarantine. It's a premature action, and people want to stay at home. They don't want to get out and get exposed to this. So it's kind of like, these greedy people, because, here's the devil crowning it. These greedy people have got to get a grip on quit putting your workers in harm's way when you're not even paying them anyway, and you're making all this money off of them. So I get there's a holding on, a clinging right now by the workers, some sort of agreement that she's made with Trump to do this. Like, Yeah, he's got his mafia buddy friends. We all know that, right? So he's probably pressuring her to get Vegas open because they want their mafia money and stuff. She's ultimately going to lose in this. It's like whether more people get sick or more people refuse to go back to work and have to take, unemployment longer. It's just a bullying tactic. I don't think the workers would all go back.
Well, speaking of bullies, who is better than bullying people out of their money than the church? By telling you, if you don't pay us, you rob God. If you rob God, you go to hell. So there is a pastor by the name of, what's his name? Toby something? Toby McGuire. What's his name? Tony Spell. There's a name for you.
Tobey Maguire, wasn't he the first Spider-Man?
Well, that's what I was saying. Spider-Man climbing up the thing.
Tony Spell, as in witchcraft. Tony Spell says he wants your stimulus check, right? So he was recently had a warrant out for his arrest on Monday. He has since been arrested. I just want to see like a little general read maybe on what's going on in him, around him. He was not arrested for extortion, is what I call it, but asking people for their money. He has a right to do that.
Yeah,
if you want to give it to him.
He was trying to extort him for the red blood of Jesus blessing.
and that's a shame. He didn't even give you a handkerchief. He just wanted your money.
He just, no red breaker.
He almost ran people over with his church van because they were protesting him. And so if they were protesting him, I guess that's what Jesus would do, is run you over with a van. So vehicular assault, I think is what they would call it.
Johnny, isn't that one of the 10 Commandments? If they don't pay you, run them over with the van.
Run them over with the van.
This was probably paid for by all the money you've given to him previously.
Yes.
Hey, Footprint Tarot, I see you in there. Loved your ghost the other night.
That was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
It was better just to see somebody else have a laughing fit. That's what.
Yeah, that's why you loved it so much, because you get to see somebody else lose it for 5-10 minutes.
Because she just could not gather herself, and it was hilarious. Oh, mercy. So what's going to happen with Tony?
And we all know Johnny is so good at gathering himself when he's laughing.
I get it together in at least 30 minutes. It don't take me that long.
Why his videos are 11 hours long. He reads for 30 minutes and then has a 30-minute laughing fit. Wait, what's this guy's name?
Tony Spell. Witchcraft.
Tony Spell. Running people over. Was it a minivan at least, not a full size?
It was church vans or smaller than like kidnapper vans, as I call them, like them big ones with the black window. It was a little smaller than that, but he tried to back them over, like he was trying to reverse into them, and that's why he got arrested. Not for stealing people's stimulus check, but I guess it's not stealing. A fool and their money are soon parted, as they say. So if you want to give him your stimulus check, the thing you need to survive on because you don't have a job, I mean,
but come on, Johnny, the church needs it.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to buy all the body and blood of Jesus communion wafers. They cost money. That ain't free.
Oh, he's just waiting on that money so he can continue his luxurious lifestyle.
I do get there's a woman here in the middle in him. I don't know if he's married. I didn't look and see, but there is a couple with the two of cups at the top. There is going to be a double down on the message, so they're probably going to make some sort of joint statement sitting side by side, like the old that picture of that farmer with that pitchfork and his wife looking like, anyway.
Remember Jim and Tammy Faye Baker back, and they would always try to do those group shots together to get people to fall.
That's what I see is coming with these two, because he's going to have maybe even some kids there or something. But like the family dynamic they're going to prove is like stronger than, because he said his commandment comes from God to preach the gospel into all the world, not from the state. So that's why he's not stopping his services. And so they're going to present this united front and keep moving forward type thing.
He's not stopping his service or his vans.
Oh Lord, there's your Jesus right there. He's very confused with the 7 of Cups.
Jesus would be confused watching
Not
this
quite
man.
sure what you're doing, sir.
What deck is that, Johnny?
It's called Influence of the Angels.
Oh my God, I got the Jesus and the confusion. I don't know about that.
What are you doing, man?
He's just very, very just lost and confused. Like, what the heck is going on with this guy?
In the name of Jesus.
In the name of Mitsubishi, because I was about to run these people over.
Oh,
What y'all get?
What'd you get? God, I almost called you Tammy Faye. Got her stuck in my head. You know, we need an evangelicals deck. That's what we need.
absolutely, 100%. Well, if you want to belong to the house tonight, you're gonna temper things and send me your stimulus check. He's making the plea here, you know, the emotional plea. But really going into it, we got 2 times of the just give him a load of BS. You know, I need this to go forward. We need this to go forward. We need your money. We need your money now to go forward. You know, and you know, God's going to give it back to you. He's going to give it back to you if you give me that money. Give me your last 2 cents. He's going to multiply it. I tell you, and I'm going to run away with it.
He needs to go forward because he's stuck in reverse in the minivan.
I'm going to shed the light on it. You know, it's going to come to a you know, hard end. We've got like the justice thing is going to, you know, blow it up on him.
Yeah, he's hung up right now. He's like caught up in this. You know, he's trying to put an end to it, but he can't. But yeah, he wants that luxurious lifestyle, and he's waiting on the money. You know, not surprised at all that the liar shows up here. And he needs that money. He needs you to give that money. Now he needs it for bail. It's all, you know, illusion in the image, and he needs steady money now. He's looking for cooperation. Everybody's getting all emotional about it. But yeah, this might be a little bit of an ending for him. He might have a little bit of jail time in there. He might be put in a little more defense mode than he expected.
Well, speaking of defense mode, someone asked, will Pence be investigated? So I'm asking, will he be investigated before November? Because we're assuming that, well, I'm assuming, I will go into the reading assuming that they won't get another term. So if they don't get another term, will he be investigated between now and November for anything? I don't think so. I think this is one of those people that will probably exit this thing unscathed, unfortunately, but we'll see.
But he did know about Flynn before anybody else.
He knows everything, yes.
He knows everything. He's lied more than anybody.
Then the herb is turned up in the deck, so I'm going to pick it. Because you have to know what to deny. Because it's very easy to say no. And so when they ask him questions and he has this pause so he can sort of commune with his angels on what it is he needs to say, you can just say no if the answer is no, but the answer is never no. You have to come up with some sort of fancy way to say, I don't recall.
We might need to send him a red-blooded Jesus prankerchief. Prayer chief. wipe his brow with.
I bet he got one. He probably make them. Because if ain't nobody a fraud, he is. First card I get is the angel card.
He's consulting with them already.
Oh, mercy. Now, in this in particular deck, I mean, she has black wings and she's a skeleton, but still. She's still an angel.
Is she like an angel of death?
She's still an angel. But it's crossed with the Three of Swords. And so I think he's got a guilty conscience. So here is something that is inside him. Like I said, he knows everything, the Emperor and the Chariot. So he knows the plans that went forward with the foreign leaders. He knows about the Russia involvement. And they have now come out and said it's definitive that Russia did help Trump. And as we all knew this already, of course. But there's the Four of Swords, Seven of Wands. So he gets investigated, I think, afterwards. Like there might be some defending after the fact once everything is set to rest with the Four of Swords. And then there's when he goes into sort of isolation mode with the Hermit. So that's when he probably is singled out and has to have his own attorneys and that type of thing.
In his own coffin. What are you getting, Ganga?
Well, I just did a running read on this, and this is my card for the house. So it looks like maybe the house is going to look into things. He's going to have to defend on. Looking forward, there's going to be some justice in the picture. He's going to take some lumps out of this. It's going to hang him up, and there's going to be some light shed on things. So,
yeah, I'm getting I'm getting the same thing. Like there's a little delay. Like it probably won't happen this year. It'll be after they're out of office. But it has something to do with people he talked to, and he's got anxiety over it. So there's some records about phone conversations or something that he's had with people that are going to put him in defense mode big time. It also involves the Republican Party. So there are others in the party that it involved. They're going to get strung up. Got that hangman too. And it has to do with...
I think she froze.
Once there's a change in office, that's when things get out of balance, truth comes out, and they move forward and execute their plan. So it also involves Trump, of course. You know, he looked at Medusa.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of Medusa,
the segues are just so smooth tonight.
His best friend, the Grand Reaper, or the Grim Reaper that he called himself, McConnell says that states don't need any more money. They should declare bankruptcy. Now, I don't know how a state declares bankruptcy, but he said they should declare bankruptcy. So is he going to hold up future stimulus packages for state relief in favor of bankruptcy?
Sure, because he's going to get all his money from oligarchs in Russia for Kentucky.
And somebody sent me an email about two representatives that got arrested 2 days apart from Kentucky. One for DUI and one for domestic violence or something like that. And I forgot to write that down, so I don't know their names.
He doesn't have any cities that are huge populations like Chicago, New York, Houston, Dallas, LA. You know, he doesn't have any big cities where unemployment really hits hard.
Not to mention, their money comes from Russia, just like Eric said. So
yeah.
They don't need American money.
That's right. He's already got his Russian money. So he wants everybody else to file bankruptcy. So what was the question about him?
Is he going to try to hold up future stimulus packages in favor of bankruptcy? Or was this just rhetoric because that's the way he talks?
They really want to control who gets the money. It's all election time or something, you know?
And then they say their favorite phrase, which drives me insane. The American people. You don't care nothing about American people. I hate when all of them say it. It just sounds like such a blanket term anyway. Half the country, I don't care who you are, will never like you. I do get he's trying to hold up money, the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. Like he wants to stop it. He wants to be the bad news about it. Why? Because he's a horrible person. The Wheel of Fortune with the Queen of Swords. He wants this to be a legal thing, like he can legally stop you from getting money.
Just like he could stop who gets nominated to the Supreme Court.
So there's the Ace of Wands, there's the action, there's the Empress, something new, and Ten of Swords. He does want them to file for bankruptcy. This is something he really wants. And something he's going to get, probably not, because there's still checks and balances with the Two of Cups, but he does have a say-so in the final vote on getting things passed legislatively. So I don't think that part is going to happen, but that is what he wants, I think.
Yeah. What'd you get, Ganga?
Well, I got, we're going to have government looking at this, not too happy, the House taking action, which is, his modus operandi of action is going to leave a lot of people, in worry mode. Again, he's just looking at money and trying to, again, put out this message that he's got, trying to hang on to things and say, well, going forward, the opportunity going forward is what the White House does. It's going to cause judgment in the end. Just be like the happy merchant like Trump and file bankruptcy like the House has done so many times. Trump has done. It's my card for the White House.
Yeah.
So just like Trump, the happy merchant, and file bankruptcy. What,
Chapter 11 of Trump's book.
He's a messenger on the bottom here. I've got, these states are in their tower moment, and he's like, I got all this money to give, and he might give a little of it, but he's feeling pretty secure. It's going to take a new action beating him over the head, but I get he's going to do treacherous things. He's going to give it to friends or people that cooperate with him. Okay, if you have a Republican governor, you might get some money, but the Democratic ones, forget it. It's about greed, and he's just hanging on to as much of it as he can. So,
yeah.
Well, speaking of greed and holding on to money, so the hydroxychloroquine was something that Donald Trump is pushing because he's invested in it somehow, some way, right? But the Dr. Rick Bright said that he refuses to, and this is the person who is working on a vaccine for us. He has been ousted by the Trump administration, and he is, I believe, going to sue because he has a lawyer, and they're coming out talking for wrongful termination or retaliation. So he refuses to push and to say that hydroxychloroquine is the thing we all need to be taking.
He's also filing a whistleblower complaint with the Department of Health and Human Services with the Inspector General of that department.
So will he be successful?
For efforts funding potentially dangerous drugs promoted by those with political connections. Investigating.
What's the question on this?
What do we want to see exactly with this? I mean, I want to see, will he be successful? I think he may be suing because, of course, he has a lawyer now, and they're suing for his lawyer said this is basically retaliation.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they're going to sue. And I'm pretty sure Barr is going to have something to say about that. So I wonder, will he be successful in his revenge on Trump, basically?
Yeah, getting an investigation started because he wants them to investigate politicizing scientists and agencies to fund companies that don't have scientific merit, because the money is going to companies that don't have any merit behind their drugs. So will he be successful in getting an investigation going?
That's a darn shame. You're the president of a country. The only thing you care about is money.
And who gets it and who doesn't.
Mhm.
Enemies list and my friends list.
I say yes. It may take a long time, and that may be sort of the bad thing, especially if Donald Trump is out of office and gets besieged with cases. But there is the Knight of Cups, so here is the desires that he would like. It is crossed by the Queen of Swords, so he will have the law on his side. So there will be some sort of investigation because the Fool here is surrounded by anxiety, worry, or stress with the Nine of Swords. So this will be a big thing going forward. The Empress and the King of Wands with the Six of Pentacles means that there will be people investigating, and there will be news coming out about that investigation. So this story is not going away anytime soon. But with the Three of Swords and the Six of Swords, this is one of those long, dragged out, arduous type things that naturally there are going to be people who block it and people who stall it, and like the taxes is going to be one of those type things. But there is an investigation, I believe, going to happen. So that's still a good thing.
I agree. I got that victory card right on the bottom. He's the authority, on these medications and things, and yet he's put in defense mode, and he's been bullied out. And all the big corporations are getting the money. They're hanging on to it all, and there's a cover up going on. So what I'm getting is that they will be successful at finding out who was cooperating. And I think it's going to be on a pretty big scale, because I feel like America gets very emotional about this. Like it shows all the cover up stuff that went on during this whole pandemic. There's going to be some legal repercussion over this big time. Like it's going to backlash on the Trump people in Trump's regime, if not Trump himself, legally.
Yeah, I got basically the same thing. He's in defense mode. He's going to seek justice. Got the justice card for the things that the Trumpites have been holding to, and they've been covering up. So he's going to go move forward with this because this is a burden that he's carrying, that what they've done for what they've tried to get away with. And again, we got the part of justice here at the end. It's so I got basically the same reading as you did, Ken.
Yeah.
Well, I have this question in the thing asking, will states open too soon? Because we have our beaches. We have a meeting right here in Panama City about whether our beaches should be open. Jacksonville, Florida is already open, and naturally the moment it opened, it had a crowd. There's in South Dakota, there is a dirt bike race or something like that where 700 people are expected to attend. So are we rushing into action and this is going to be a bad thing, or is the worst over and we can get back to normal life?
There was a great article on CNN today talking about in Denver, Colorado, they rushed to reopen things, the businessmen of the town during the Spanish flu. And immediately, like 2 weeks later, boom, all these deaths and everything. It's like, it's crazy. It's just crazy. We don't have the testing. Trump keeps saying the testing kits are there, and it's like we don't have the testing in place. We don't know who's got it, who doesn't.
And there is Andrew Cuomo is the governor, not Chris. Okay.
Yeah.
Andrew Cuomo says if you want to go back to work, then apply for a job as an essential worker and then go back to work. Like if you really want to go back, go work in a grocery store. Mm-hmm. Go work in the hospital somewhere. Like there's some stuff for you to do. You just don't want to do that in particular thing. So are we opening too soon? I'm gonna do an oracle card on this.
Something quick right there on the bottom. The arrows are flying. They're gonna hit somebody.
mercy.
Oh Lord. I usually don't have cards fly out, but they're flying out today.
Are they flying?
Goodness.
Nothing happening.
I'll pick them.
It just
I know.
exploded.
Max is telling me. Max is giving me the word. It's time to go out, Mom.
He needs
Staring
a
at me.
potty break.
He had a waste. Now he's going to butter me up.
I really have to go, Mom.
Well, I'm giving birth now. I need to butter her up. You gotta wait a few minutes, honey. You gotta wait a little while.
So I get this is all about money again. You know, the ones who have money, they don't care. They don't care about the average man. And surprise, you know, there's agreements they've made. This is like manipulation. It's all about getting their money going. But I give you 2 weeks. What did I say about Denver a minute ago? 2 weeks waiting. Truth will come out. There's going to be big losses, a lot of deaths, a lot of grief. You know, that's the card of grieving. 2 weeks after they do this, it's going to blow up.
You want to go, Johnie, or you want me to go?
You go ahead.
Here comes Artie to see Max.
Got to have the other crew in here.
Yeah.
Well, their focus is on seeing what they can get away with yet again. You know, pushing it. They're trying to push it when it comes to the medical thing and the spread of the virus. Again, trying to cover over things, just not listening to the experts. It's all about the happy merchant making money, and it's going to cause deaths. Same thing as you got, Jen.
Yeah. I get come to the edge. This is basically like the fool card. So this is like the leap of faith. They want you to believe that everything is okay. We're sort of, because the numbers are plateauing and we're supposed to say, okay, so this is good. Let's all go out and party. But the next card is time for a nap. This means you need to step back. This is like the Four of Swords, retreat, rest. This is not the time to rush into action. Even if they say so is not a good thing. The they, if you ever have to use the word they, then you need to take a second look at whoever is saying it, okay? This is poise, this is confidence. So this is, you need to do your pros and cons. You need to get information from multiple sources, not just one, especially not just your governor, the person who has a direct tie to whether their economy is okay or not. Because truth be told, and Treasure Island is together. This is sort of seen through the smoke screen, and then this is about money. So they want you to believe that everything is okay. That way you go out and restart the economy. Not everything is okay, as in we don't have this anymore. So,
you know what's really bad too, though, is like they've probably all applied for stimulus money, right? So they're getting money to continue paying their employees, so they don't have to rush to open. And yet they're pushing the employees to get back to work and rush to open so they can keep making more money. It's insane.
So we got one more.
Okay.
So Mr. Max can go outside now. So I had a live stream the other day where I said that Michael Cohen is being very petty boots right now, because he's going to write this book and he is going to tell a whole bunch of stuff that we're waiting. Because like I said, I don't want to hear about his summers growing up in Great Neck and Schenectady and how he used to be pushed on the swing. And we don't care about your childhood. What do you know about Trump? What did he do? What did you do for him? When did you start doing it for him? What was illegal? Did you know it was illegal what you did because you're a lawyer? So why did you do it? Why did you mortgage your house to pay off the porn star when you could have just said, hey, give me some money and just call it a payment and then I'll pay her and then nothing will ever get connected. So,
and how many more did you pay off?
Yes. And so that's what I wanted to know, and then I did the reading and he's going to be very petty. And I called him Petty Boots. He's going to be very petty boots at the Petty Boots factory. So we want to know how many other people are going to be working at this Petty Boots factory.
I want to be the inspector of quality control at the Petty Boots factory. But are we going to have more Petty Boots employees coming out like Michael Cohen with books and writing tell-alls. And
because we already got Tommy Bolton. He's going to come out with his book, and he's going to be very petty boots too, because he is not a person who went out in a very nice way, and then Trump didn't talk about him good. He didn't want to hire him in the first place because he had an ugly mustache. I'm like, he's the most vain person I've ever. You got orange skin. He has an ugly mustache. Y'all could have got along just fine.
I'm like you, Johnie. I'm ready for Michael Cohen's petty boots.
Bring on the petty boots. So are we going to have any more coming out with their own little tell-alls? Ivana got one. Ivana got a petty boots book too.
Artie says hi to everybody. He's getting lots of comments.
So let's see.
Oh no, he's going to lick his butt on camera. Wait, let me just tilt the camera away from him a little bit. Yes, the quarantine tree is still up.
Oh yeah, there are going to be some more petty boots. I got the devil the first card. There's a whole
bunch. A whole bookshelf of books from Petty Books Factory.
There's usually like two people in the devil card that are chained to the devil, but Petty Boots Factory's got a whole bunch of employees. It looks like a little orgy down there. It's a whole bunch of people want to get on the Petty Boots train. And if the devil ain't petty, I don't know who is. But they are there. They want it. They got it here because they have all been ousted and mistreated by Orange and Chief. And so that's why they get the 5 and the 5, the 5 of Pentacles and the 5 of Cups. They have been ousted and mistreated by Orange and Chief. And so here they are with that immature card with the 6 of Cups. But this is the one time immaturity is encouraged. Go for it. And then here is the publishing companies. Petty Boots is in session. And I'm here for it. I wear a size 10.5. Send me mine.
I wear an 8.5. We're going to have a whole bookcase full of petty books. What are you getting, Ganga?
Well, I got that they're kind of laying down, resting, dreaming about it, thinking about it, how they can manipulate this, and put the word out there. Because they got a lot of emotional stuff to go through with what's happened with all this stuff. And they want to make their money off of Trump and put some little judgment out there.
I encourage you.
Thank you, Catherine. I agree. I've got they're already moving into action. So the ones that, I had the White House on the bottom. So the ones that worked in the White House or for this president that are already out in the cold, they are already working on it. They probably already had a down payment on the Petty Boots book. And Trump is not going to like what they dish up. They are going through all their plans. They're putting it all together. There's going to be a lot of treachery. It is people that worked in the government. They're going to shine a light on it, and they're going to shine a light on the boss of the Petty Boots Factory.
Petty Boots, I am here for it, though.
Can I get some nice red ones? Knee high.
These boots are made for walking. Now, Trump would just walk out of them.
I don't want Canadian heels anymore. I'm kind of, back down to this. The that heel gets.
I would miss the stiletto from the Petty Boots Factory. I really I don't care how high, I will wear it.
Well, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Put your orders in for the Petty Boots Factory.
I wear a size 5.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Ganga, for joining us tonight. It was great reading with you again.
I missed you guys so much. So this has been so fun.
It's so good to see you and hear you and see you doing better. And we will definitely get in touch with you soon.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, guys. And thanks everyone who tuned in.